Hello and welcome back to episode 48 of The Infected. We're on day 61. I spent yesterday doing some stuff around the base that needed to be done. Nothing super exciting, but I did spend a fair amount of time looting. Let's show you on the map. I'm obviously right here. Let me zoom in a bit. I drove my truck across my bridge, came all the way down here, and I looted in this area for about 8 or 9 hours in game. And then I drove on back and unloaded everything I've got. And the reason that I did that, of course, was because everything was getting reset today, but I also wanted a lot more mechanical parts. So I got a lot of mechanical parts and I have a lot of stuff I'm going to need to go to the trader. I don't know when I'm going to go, but I'm thinking it's going to be pretty soon. A lot of these cables can be sold. I have some stuff here to make more Kevlar, which is going to be fantastic. I also have a lot of oil shale in here that I have completely forgotten about. And I am going to start off today by putting that oil shale, come on, there we go, in here to get started so that I can have some oil producing so I can make some more plastic, so I can make some more Kevlar. There we go. And there we go. Some of that I got from looting yesterday, but a lot of it was just there and I'd forgotten about it. These things, I filled them up before I left. I'm gonna let them run for a little bit longer, although I do need to check my cement mixer. Yeah, I'm completely out. I'll need to get on that. I also completely forgot that I had cement in here, in this location. I had a little bit in there and I've moved it over there, over here. So that's full, that's full, that's almost full, that's almost full, and these two should be empty. So hopefully I'll be able to fill that up quite a bit. I'm going to change this to lead. PB, oops, lead. Okay. And we're going to change this into steel alloy. There we go. Now I can finally, let's move this a little farther away. It's kind of in the way. I need to empty this thing finally. Let's grab all of that. And that is, let's move here, iron and iron. And then I believe that's copper. Let's confirm it over here. Yeah, that's copper. So let's move copper in there. That I had gotten from when I went to my extractors. I just never put it away. And then lead. And let's move you over here. And let's move rest of you here. Okay, that should be everything in this inventory right here. There, my truck is completely done. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run the ATV down and build another power supply because I want to work on some lights in here today. I do have the little fire pots going, but I'd like to be able to delete the fire pots and just put some electrical lights in here. Particularly on this floor, I just think it'll look cool, but I also want to run some down here, but I don't have enough power to do that. So I'm going to need to make one more. Actually, let's look at our power right now. I probably actually have a ton because I don't think my extractors are running, and I know my furnaces are not running. So I would have enough if I did it right now, if I just use the lights right now, but I want to keep these guys going. There we go. Let's go ahead. Well, shoot. There's not much room here. I'm going to have to spend some time cooking up some more steel. I've got enough shelves up there for it, but yeah, I've got some shelves up there for a lot of, I said steel, I'm sorry, iron. I'm going to have to go through and cook a lot of iron. Let me grab that since it's sitting there funny. All right, now let's see what does it take to make another water mill. Power. Water mill, let's start off with 25 iron, which is going to be pretty straightforward. Then 10 aluminum, then 25 mechanical, and 15 electrical. So let's take the 25 mechanical. We'll take, there we go, 15 electrical. And that shouldn't be a problem. Where is the ATV? I don't even remember where I dropped that thing at. I know I was driving it around yesterday, but I don't remember what I did with it. All right, let's do this. We're going to come up here. Actually, let me grab some of the iron while I'm over here. I need 25 iron, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm so happy that I can still be overweight. I'm also, by the way, Oh, the truck's here. Shoot, that's right. I just unloaded this guy. Let's just pull it forward and get it out of the way, and then I'll grab the ATV and move it here. Oh, I need to feed my chickens. I can't remember the last time I did that. There we go. Let's... Nope. Gonna have to go around. Bring around the truck. Let's see. Are you guys out of food? Okay, surprisingly not. I'm doing okay. I'll let them go for a bit. Well, let me just do one or two. If I can, I would like to, one of my objectives today is to go out hunting with my bow to see if I can catch a goat. I would love to have a goat because I want to start getting some milk, because I can't make the higher end foods without milk. And this is the only way I know to get the milk. Okay, let's recall ATV. And we're going to drop you here. And we're going to move all 25. There we go. 25 iron ingots. Now, let me see. I think it was 10 aluminum. Let me double check before I forget. Placeable, power. Yeah, so it's 25 mechanical parts, 25 iron, 10 aluminum, and 15 mechanical. That should be correct. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. And that would be, is that too many? 9, 18, 18 plus, that's 26. I've got 26. That's okay. I'd rather have one too many than not enough. 10 aluminum. So it'll be this plus 2 here. Is that right? 4, 4, and 5. There we go. I knew Mike would be doing that right away. All right, let's move the aluminum over, and I'm just going to drop this on the ground. One thing I need to work on today is I need to make one of those trash things so I can... You know what? I don't want to do that. So I can quit dropping stuff on the ground, because I get tired of doing that. Where would I put it? I'm going to put it right here. As a matter of fact, I keep forgetting about it. So let's go ahead and drop it right here. I don't remember where it's located, though. Probably either under here for placeable. You know what I'm talking about? It's the thing that you can just dump stuff that you don't need anymore. I don't see it there. Let's try under workbench. Nope. Am I just being silly here? Oh, garbage. Interesting. I'm surprised it's under storage. Yeah, I'm just going to drop you right there. And then I'm going to put another one over here for right now, because I don't want to... This way, if I pick up sand by mistake and I've got too much, I'll be able to dump it in there. Okay. With that said, I'm going to run down here. I'm going to pull the ATV out at the second garage. And I am going to drive it over to where the where my watermills are. So I'm here getting ready to put it down, and I noticed on my way here that this one, for some reason, is really close to the other guy. So I thought I would grab this one and space it so it's a little farther away. I get that there's some overlap there, well, with the first one, but I want them to be about equidistant. There we go. It looks like I've got 3 windmills, or 3 watermills powering one generator. All right, actually, let me set this last one down here. Placeable power watermill. There we go. Let's dump whatever I got on my inventory, which is just 5 aluminum. Take all of you and unload all of you. Not quite enough. Oh, I'm so happy I can still run. All right. Okay, and there we go. We have the 4th one up and running. Look at that. That looks really cool. Yeah, I like the spacing on that. I think that looks pretty good. Whoop. And now I am in the water, and I'm going the wrong way. All right. That's okay. That's fantastic. All right, let's head back to the base and we can start doing some of the wiring for the lighting. So I know I said that I wanted to head back and start working on the lights, but I've decided that I'd actually rather get at least some of this work done here, because if I don't spend some time working on it, it's just never going to get done. And it doesn't take that long. I figure I could just spend 5 minutes working on this and make this whole bridge significantly safer. There we go. That's already so much better. A little bit each day will make this work much, much better. I watched that foolish girl build do an episode one time where she built on top of that mesa over there, and I thought that was really, really neat. I was surprised how well that turned out, although it was obviously a lot of work for her to build that thing until she got the elevator. But I thought it was a really neat idea, and I thought it was very cool. At some point, I would like to do that. The other idea I'd had, by the way, was I was thinking about building a massive ramp over it and seeing if I could jump the truck over that mesa, but I decided it wasn't worth the work. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea, but I decided not to do it. Okay, I want to get these to go a little bit farther out this direction. Now, I wish there was something I could do right here, but I don't think there is. Now, obviously, the truck isn't going to fit through there, so it isn't too big of a deal. But, yeah. I don't know what that meant. I just stopped halfway through my sentence. Oops. Okay, that's good. All right, that's going to be enough for now. I'll work on this more later, but I'm glad to have gotten at least a little bit of this done. Maybe if I've got time at the end of the day, I'll get some more of that done, because, you know, I'm really regretting not getting it done. It is getting to be, I think it was October when I checked. Let me look. Yeah, it's October or fall, so I'd like to get this done before the lake freezes over. Not for any particular reason, just that it's a good objective to get that done. So I'm getting some of my prep work done. On the way up, I filled up, or I emptied all of my clay extractors. Now these guys are 100% full of clay, but I need to go through and fill them up with some sand again. Move all, so that this can be running 100% while I'm working on the lighting upstairs. Let's move all, and then move all. There we go. I can't remember. I was going to do some. Totally lost my train of thought there for a second. Sorry about that. What I was thinking about doing was I needed to empty this, and then I suddenly had a thought. I don't really remember where I put my clay storage, and then just totally, or my cement storage, and then totally just lost it for a second. Let's see. You're full, and you are not full. Okay, not bad. Let's empty this guy out. You know, I should have just grabbed both of them at the same time. Lessons learned. And then let's fill this guy up. So these three are completely full, and it's 320 coin for each of these. So that means that I've got 960 coin just in the right-hand side, and then almost another 300 there. So I'll be ready to make another trip to the trader here pretty soon. Plus, I need to work on making my Kevlar, so I can sell some more Kevlar. I've got a lot of oil. Let me check to see how that's doing. I actually forgot. It hasn't been too terribly long. Okay, this guy had 25 in it before, so he's made 4 more, and this guy's made 3. Yeah, so they're making good progress. Let that run for a little bit longer. Let me get what I need. Let me stay in the shade because I'm worried about the sun. I'm going to need to make sure I've got the upgrade tool, and I do. That's fantastic. I also need to make sure that I've got enough glass and mechanical parts, and I can't remember what else it takes. Okay, so I have a fair amount of glass. I will just start the furnace cooking 1 full thing of sand. Are you full? Yes, you are. Go up here, and let's just make some more glass, because I've got lots of sand available, and it isn't that hard to do. So let's go ahead and just do it now. Oh, I was just going to say, please be empty, because I completely forgot to check to make sure these things were empty. And they're obviously not. Let's grab you. Am I overweight? Not even close. Let's grab you. And I'm not overweight, but I wasn't able to get everything. What was in? I didn't check to see what I was picking up. It was a lot of copper for sure. Okay. Was there any aluminum? Nope. What about cobalt? Okay. And then I know some of it was lead. Any steel? That should be it. And I think the rest of this was lead. Let's grab that. I still have some lead ore down on the first floor, but I figured I'd rather save that to make it into steel. Okay, you guys are both empty. Let's grab this. And out of curiosity, how's our power doing? Yeah, we've got plenty of power available. I wonder what's not working. Probably my grinders. I haven't checked the grinders in a bit. There we go. Okay. I know I've said this before, but I love the fact that the dev set it up so that one full storage crate is equal to two full container or two furnaces, so that you completely empty it. I just like it when the math works out with it being multiples like that, because it just makes things so much easier. Are you guys grinding? Yes, you are. You know what? I bet you're full too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start. Let's do FE rag. Okay. Actually, what I'm gonna do is grab this sand. You know, I mean to work on the lights. I really do. I just get distracted. There's so much to do. I'm gonna grab all that, move the sand over here. Move. Wow. And let's drop the rest of the sand here. Move all. Okay. So did that get rid of all of our sand? It did not. I'm going to trash the rest of the sand and take all of the iron fragments. Move the iron fragments over here. And then start here. All of these are intended to be iron fragments. And I can even add one more layer if needed. But I'm going to trash the sand here. I don't need that much sand. Let's grab you. Yes, I'm definitely over. I have tons and tons of iron fragments, which is fantastic. FE rag. There we go. And then FE frag. Okay, and then let me just do the last one so that they're all labeled correctly. Okay, and you were completely full, so we'll move the last of these right here. Okay, let's empty you. And you. Actually, and you. Do I still have a bunch of rocks in my inventory? Only 2. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So what am I going to need to make the lights? I can't remember. It's been long enough that I've made lights. I can't remember exactly how to do it. They're placeable, furniture, lighting. I think I'm going to go with these guys right here. So I'm going to need some copper, which is upstairs, iron, which is upstairs, glass, which I'm cooking right now, and electrical parts. So I need lots of electrical parts. I'm also going to need to make a switch, and then I need to run a power box to run, or the control box, and maybe a junction box to run all of the lights. But all of that stuff is stuff upstairs, except for screws. I'm going to need a lot of screws. So let's go over here and see how many screws I have. Oh yeah, I've got this 50 pack down here. I was just looking at this right here. Let me take the 50 pack. I'll put this away, and that should be more than enough. And I will probably grab 25 of these and 25 of these, even though it's way more than I actually need. All right, now let's work on the lighting. So obviously, I was going to say, obviously, I'm going to need to put multiple lights in here, but I'm just trying to think through where I want to put them in which direction. Because this is an L shape, I was originally thinking, just even a second ago, that I wanted to go with these guys, because I tend to like these guys, but I don't want them lined up this way and then turn them. Oh, I guess I could just leave them in the middle. I was thinking I don't want them run like that, where they're cutting across that bar, but I think they might look okay like this. I was hesitant to do that until I put it in place, and then I actually don't mind it so much. I'm trying to make sure it's straight, and I don't know how to do that. I think it's straight. Okay, so how many ceiling pieces are we at? Okay, that's... Okay, I can use these as a reference, both to make sure that it is turned straight. Okay, that's crooked. That's straight-ish. Okay. Let's go ahead. Sorry if this is hard to look at. Just trying to get it straight. Okay, there. Now that I've done that one, I can come out. Let's see, how far do I want to go? Why is there a hole right here? That's weird. I'll put one right. Make sure that they're spaced evenly right there. And then I'm just going to put one in the middle. Okay. Does that look about right? You know, without a tape measure in this game, it's hard to tell sometimes if things are exactly centered. I want to make sure that one is exactly equidistant from that one and that one, but I don't really know for sure. But it looks close enough. All right, let's start putting stuff in it that we know we need. Oops. Ah, I was hoping that... There we go. Trying to look at all of the different stuff. Iron, copper, glass, iron, copper, glass. Let's grab the glass, since I can. And let's grab some copper and some iron. Oh, I'm going to need to cook a bunch more iron. But it's a good thing I got a whole bunch of fragments down there. Actually, I don't want to take that one. Let's take these guys right here. Nice. I am not going to name you. There we go. And I am not naming you either. Come on. All right, what am I missing? I think it's iron. Yeah, I'm missing iron. Am I completely out there? All right. Let me empty my inventory of stuff because I don't want to be completely full. And I need to... Ah, shoot. That's full. Oh, I forgot I put that down. Ah, I did that so I wouldn't forget. And I'm glad I did because I forgot all about it. Okay. So how do I want to do this? I need to get more iron, which means I need to get more iron fragments, which means I need to grab this. So let me grab this thing, and I'm going to put most of that away because I won't need this much glass. Where's the glass at? I've forgotten. Oh, right here. Okay, I think that's going to be enough because I think I'm only going to make one more light. And let me dump off. Let's dump off a bunch of these because I'm not going to need near this many mechanical parts. Let me go down to 6 will be enough. That's still way more than I actually think I will need. I didn't realize that was a frog at first. I ran over it and I thought it was a watermelon. I thought I'd left half of a watermelon on the ground. It was like rind side up. All right, let's grab... do I want to carry this up by myself? Probably not. Where's my... There it is. This guy, it's got nothing in it, and nothing in it but this sheep that I keep forgetting about. Did I process? Nope, I did not. I need to process that bear pretty soon. Okay, let's go over here and start unloading some of these fragments. Let's take all of this and put you right here. And then let's take all of this one and load the other side up. Perfect. Oh. Okay, let's drop you right there. Grab all of the iron ingots and start loading up the furnaces. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, that's perfect. Now, I didn't put that other light in, did I? I meant to put a light right there and got distracted and didn't do it. Let's go back over here to furniture, lighting. Let's put this guy in. And then I'm just going to put one right... Oh, I don't want you to go above it. Yeah, I want to put it right in the center, but I don't want it to be that high. So I'm just going to offset it a little bit and deal with that. Okay. And then, so I've got that one, and then this guy's done. And we'll see if this is enough light or not, because I'm afraid I might have like a dark spot right in this corner right here because I'm a little far away from the lights. I also don't have anything over here except for the trash can, so I may not need anything, but we'll see. All right. Lights, let's do power. I've already got power right there, but I don't really want to run it off of that. I mean, I could. It would just be a cable that would run over here. I guess that makes more sense. What I want to do, I want to see if I can do, is I want to put a light switch right here. So I think what I'm actually going to do is put another junction box right here. because I don't want to run the cable up and over like that. I'd rather just put a new junction or a new control box and then a new junction box right there. Placeable power control box. Are you lined up correctly? Not quite. Can I fit you right there? I'd rather put you right there. Okay, let's drop that, and then let's put the junction box in. Okay, and then the last thing is to put a switch in. Power switch. Is that correct? I gotta zoom in on this one. I'm gonna put it right up against the edge right there. Yeah, I don't know if I like it in the wood. Like, that would make sense to put it right there. I don't know. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm sure I could convince myself several different ways to go with that. Drop the screws in because I've got the screws right now. Copper, iron, and cobalt. Let's grab the iron that we've got and fill the lights with iron. What is this guy missing? 1 copper. There we go. And then this guy's probably going to need at least 1 copper. And then these guys are probably going to need some copper and steel also. Cobalt. Forgot about that. I think I only needed 4, but I grabbed 6 just to be safe because I couldn't remember how much this guy needed or what he needed. Nope, more copper. Not cobalt, copper. Drop this cobalt back off. And I think it was just 1, right? I'm going to feel stupid if I'm wrong. There we go. Okay. Nice. Now, I know I have done this 100 times before, and I could certainly go back and look at my own old videos to see how you connect power off the switch like this. But I've forgotten. I think you run power like this, and then power here, and then you run power from here to the light switches. However, the first thing I'm going to do is label this as lights. Actually, up, stair. Oops, I forgot the end parenthesis. Okay, there we go. It's connected to the wall switch. It's labeled correctly so I can come up here and turn it on, right? Okay, so that's done. Now I need to make some control circuits to connect it to, or some, not control circuits. What is the correct term for that? Power... electric relays. I want to come all the way over here, so I'm just going to run this down to the bottom. Then I'm going to run this back here. I may have to move this guy. And then I'm going to run one here. There's no way to bury that in the wall any further. And then I'm going to come up and put another switch right here. Power switch. What I'm hoping is to set up a 3-way switch system where you come over here and you can flip the switch and it connects to the same junction box, or you could do the same thing here. I don't know if this game is set up to do that or not. I really have no idea. I may only be allowed to use 1 junction box, but I figured I would try it and see what happens. So let's see what these guys take. Iron, copper, and screws. I've got lots of iron. Let me grab more copper. Actually, let me see how much iron I've got in my inventory. Not bad. There we go. I don't want to put the iron into... There we go. Into this guy by mistake. Although I could just build it, move it out of the way. Okay, there we go. Now, let's connect these up with a junction box right here. Oops. I don't know why I was grabbing. I was trying to pull it out of my inventory. And then run you down here, then from here. There. Okay. Let's put that tool away. So that's all wired. Now I need to run from the junction box up to the different light switches, which let's figure, I'm going to need some more relays for that. Let's go ahead and open that option up. Let's rotate. Yeah, that's not going to work. What I really want is to probably run them along the bars. I'm going to come up diagonally right here. So it'll come up from here diagonally, but then from here, I can connect to, how do I want to do this? Here. Then I'm just going to come out this way. And then run them all the way down there. I can run, I believe I can run from one relay to multiple inputs like that. We'll see. All right, what else do I need? I don't know what's in my inventory. You're done. You're done. What is that blue line? Oh, it's the sky. It's whatever gap there is in there. It's, I'm sure whatever, there's a gap on the floor right here. And I'm sure that gap is what generated a gap in here somewhere. I don't know, because that doesn't seem to have it. Oh, the gap is between this flat ceiling and our flat roof and this regular roof. Oh well. It looks like my my masterpiece will leak. Let's bring up the correct inventory or correct tool again. Connect you to you, you to you, and we'll connect you over here. Did it connect? I don't think it did. Oops. All right, let me stand straight under it. Oh, that worked. Wow, I got bright. Let's move you. Connect to here. I'm going to need something to stand on. And let's connect here. That is jarring when it comes on. I realize I could put more relays in here, but I don't feel the need to do that. There we go. And one more. Got it. There we go. Put the correct tool away, or the upgrade tool away. There, yeah, it's certainly during the day it seems very bright in here, and there's not tons of windows. Although I do have this nice big glass door, which I still have to turn the other direction, because I forgot all about that. All right, let's come over here. Let's turn it off here. Yeah, not bad. Now the big question is, can I come over here? Yeah, it works. So I've got a three-way switch set up. Nice. So all of the switches just have to connect to the junction box. The junction box connects all of the lights and everything works. Yeah, that's a good system. So we'll see if this ends up being enough light. I am curious if I get rid of these fire pots, if that's going to be enough light, but I do like the combination of the two different kinds of lights. I don't know. I might change my mind about this. For right now, I'm just going to leave these fire pots right here. If I decide I don't like them later, I'll get rid of them. I'm also thinking about just hanging one more additional light right here, because it feels like this might be a bit of a dark spot right here in this corner. But yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough for right now. We'll have to wait till it's nighttime to see what this looks like. And it is almost 9 o'clock at night right now, so it won't be that long. All right, next thing to work on is to finish this guy up right here. And it just takes a bunch of iron ingots, of which I had 2 on my inventory. Let's grab, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these 2. As long as I'm going to be over here working, I want to at least restock my iron supplies. Okay, let's take you out. Drop these guys in. Okay. There we go. That's all done. And that should be more than enough to get that guy done. Cool. So now I can drop whatever junk that I don't want in here, and that'll be perfect. I also have one downstairs that I want to build. I believe I'll show you where I put it. Do I have... Yeah, you guys cooked for a while, and you're completely empty, right? Yeah. You guys are empty. Let's take this thing, open the door, run downstairs. And I'm going to actually fill this up with more iron fragments so that I can take it upstairs and cook it. I'm not going to cook it on camera. I'll do that some other time. Yeah, this is the other location I've got, which I think is going to be a good location. You know, it dawned on me I should be running lights down here too. Maybe I'll do that in a different episode. And I definitely want to use those flatter lights like the one I used upstairs down here because it's a lower ceiling and I don't want to bang my head on a light that's hanging from the ceiling. But yeah, I think this is going to be one of my next priorities is I need to upgrade the lights here. However, I probably will not do that for a couple of episodes because I've spent way too much time working on this building and I need to find something else to do in game because if somebody works on the same stuff all the time, it gets boring. And I don't want to do that. So I had some chicken breasts in my inventory. Oh, that's right. It's got to go in the other backpack in my inventory. So I want to make a couple more of these ration packs, which is what I'm doing right now. And as I've been doing that, I've been thinking through what it is that I want to work on next, because I have a little bit of time before the end of the day. And I was trying to decide if there's anything I think I can get done before the end of the day that will be interesting or entertaining. And I've decided that I'm going to work on this just a little bit. And I also need to process these animals. I've got that bear. I've got the sheep that's in the, I don't know where I left it. The cart, I think it's over there. And then I've got another animal up there. So I've got way too many animals. It is October, fall. It's a bit early to start being really hoarding before winter, but I want to make sure I've got enough done. And I want to make some more drying racks, which is why I want to expand this guy, because I want to put my drying racks back out there. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is expand this. Then I'm going to build some drying racks if I can. Then I'm going to process the animals and I'm going to fill up my water containers because I can. Both filled up? Good. All right. Where is my cart? Where's my nearest cart? I moved them all over the place. I need to make a better cart storage, but I don't have an idea for a cart storage from here. That's what my problem is. Where is my cart? I don't have one up there. I bet I got one upstairs then. Hey, Mike, have you seen a cart? Nope. Ooh, I should check on my chickens. Yeah, they're okay. Lots of eggs. All right, this baffles my mind. Where did I leave my cart? I've got that guy, but I don't want... Oh, it's right here. That's right. I left it in here just in case I needed it. And then I forgot where I put it. Okay. All right. Let's grab some planks while we can. Oh, I need to feed my dude. He's hungry. I gave him some meat because I wanted to empty the rack. And it was less about actually feeding him and more about emptying that rack. Let's eat one of you guys. There we go. Nice. I got +1 to stamina. So I'm now up to 104, which is fantastic. Let's grab the cart and head out here. Now I want to come out at least one more foundation. But I'm not sure exactly how far I can because I don't want to overhang too much. Okay. Ooh, that's right on the edge. I don't think... I might be able to build a foundation here. I'm going to build it and then look down from below and see if it's any good. Or see if there's enough space. You know, I don't think I am, actually. I think I'm going to delete this guy right here. And I don't think there's any reason for me to build out that far. I can build right here and be okay, and this is more than enough space. There we go. All right. Time to get some more logs so we can finish this up. Fortunately, it will not take very long. Mike is being his normal, super efficient self. I think every survival game needs a mic, or a mic equivalent. I've been practicing Vane, and I would love to have a mic equivalent in Vane. Although I don't know what he would do exactly. It would just be nice. I really want... There we go. I really want an extra character, though. I just like Mike. I think he's pretty cool. All right, let's get this out of here. I'm gonna dump you right there. I only needed 2 more logs. Actually... build this guy up. Okay. And grab 2 more logs. Okay, so I don't know that I need to come any farther than this. I mean, I could certainly build in there, but I think it would just be building for the sake of building. I don't actually have anything back there that I want to build. So I think the next step is actually just to build some fences. Railings. Fence isn't the right word. Railing is the proper word. There we go. All right, lots of logs required. Time to get you again. Okay. Come on. Okay. One more fill up, and I think we will be okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would need 10, and this holds 11. Plus, I already had one log in there. So yeah, I got more than enough. Might relocate that. I don't know. I kind of like the weapons rack being right there. There we go. Let's get this out of the way. And what we'll do is, let's check the time. Oh yeah, it's a little late, but I want to set up the drying racks. I'm hoping that this will be enough to keep, although I suspect an animal will come right along here. Yeah, I don't like the fact that those, I keep wanting to call them trash pandas. That's just the nickname for them. The little rodents that come around and can eat your meat. I don't remember what they're called, but I'm hoping this'll protect me from it. If not, I'll take appropriate measures. Let's drop storage. I thought that was under storage. Apparently not. Drying rack right here. I'm going to build 2 more, and I'm going to move the 2 I've got out here. That is not straight. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to straighten this guy afterwards. All right, what does it take? 1 iron, 2 rope, and 8 sticks. So the iron is up here. 1, 2. Oh, one problem with a glass door. It's easy to run into it because you don't see it. Oh, I forgot the rope. Rope. 1, 2 rope. And I am just going to make the sticks out of one of these logs. Oh, it takes 2 ropes per... Duh. I didn't grab enough ropes. Actually, let me put you... I'm afraid that if I harvest that, some of it's going to fall off the edge. Harvest. Well, hold still. Harvest. Harvest. 2 more. Harvest. And... harvest. I'm kind of glad to do this anyway, because I was short on sticks. I used up a bunch of my sticks. I think almost all of my sticks when I made a bunch of bolts again. There we go. Okay, so you just need 2 rope. Okay. Come over here. 1, 2. And perfect. Move this out of the way. Or move this into its new location. And we are done. I need to figure out what I want to do with the rest of the space, because I like having the space right here, but it's obviously a lot more than I needed for 4 drying racks. But I don't know. You know, the other thing is, I guess I can move the butchering table over here and just make this into a butchering area. That seems like a good idea. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, I'm going to call the video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to take my dude and run him up to bed as soon as I put my cart away. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying playing it or watching it as much as I am. Have a good day, and remember, game on. Just a quick follow-up from editing. I realized that I had never come down here. You can see that it is about 2 o'clock in the morning. It's overcast. There's a fair number of stars out, but this is what it looks like. I deleted the one fire pot because I found that to just be annoying, the one that was right between the copper and the iron, but I went ahead and left the other two. This is what it looks like in the dark with the lights on. So I think this is going to look okay. I think we're going to be able to go with this. I may still add another light for just a little bit more light, but I don't think it's 100% necessary. And I think I'm going to delete the fire pots just because it seems, I don't know. At first I thought I would like the yellow light with the white light, but I think I'm going to delete them. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not doing it right now. That will be in a future episode. So for contrast, this is what it looks like without the lights on, and this is what it looks like with the lights on.